Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Faced Reactions. I'm Theta, and I'm here with Banner of the Stars, the second. Every time I've brought this up, I've not really known how to address it. We had Crest of the Stars, we had Banner of the Stars, we had Banner of the Stars 2. Obviously, I should call this Banner of the Stars 2, but it makes it the third series or third season in the line of shows, so that's where I get confused, because I want to say the third season of Crest of the Stars when it's Banner of the Stars with a 2 in its title. Whatever. We're here. That's what matters. We're finally into the third bit. Now, obviously, I think I've made my feelings fairly clear that I was not a massive fan of Banner of the Stars. I really did enjoy Crest of the Stars, however. So, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that we get out of this. Sorry, I'm pausing for a moment because I was about to make a statement that I found to be untrue the moment I thought it. The thing is, the parts of Banner of the Stars that I did not like were the elements that were most like Legend of the Galactic Heroes, right? But I really did like Legend of the Galactic Heroes, so why did I not like them? Why did I not like those elements when it came to Banner of the Stars? And I can only believe that the reason why I would not have liked them here is the fact that Banner of the Stars does not start like Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Banner of the Stars starts with Crest of the Stars, which is a space opera, right? It is a character-driven narrative of adventure and exploration. We don't know the world. Our point of view character, Jinto, is learning the world, which is us learning the world with him. We've got Lafiel, who is the not exactly wizened or even world weary, but she is still our guide to this world. Even though, from her point of view, she is as almost as new to it as Jinto is. And then we get launched from there into a Legend of the Galactic Heroes type scenario, which I believe is the unfair moment of narrative change because Legend of the Galactic Heroes, by its own standard, starts off with this large, impersonal world of changing scenarios and allegiances, etc. Everything is bigger and more grandiose than you'd ever possibly able to take in a normal scale, especially if you tried to focus on single characters. You'd never be able to take Reinhardt by himself and have a real solo adventure with him. At least not in the version that I saw. Maybe you could in the original, which is like 100 plus episodes, whatever. But the adventures you have with Reinhardt, say, in Legend of the Galactic Heroes, would be political conversations and discussions about the merits of doing specific actions in order to accomplish tasks, and then they would just happen. Half a dozen other characters commanding hundreds of thousands of other characters would just go off and do the thing, which is what Banner of the Stars turns into. And you wouldn't be able to have that season one Crest of the Stars type adventure with those characters. So, we know that the new version of Bash Royale has to have a shakedown, has to be proven before it can be sent off to do any more things like the original season of Banner of the Stars. So, the hope is that I don't know why this is where I'm going with it. I'm hoping we get more of a Star Trek type scenario, that their shakedown is involving a bunch of like missions off to do things where it's just that ship and that ship alone, not part of a massive group, don't have to remember the war status or anything like that. Them just solving problems episodically as a crew, and just have to remember what we got: Samson, uh, Ekriel, Jinto, Lafiel, the aviator whose name I'm sure has been said, but I don't remember, and then the random members of the crew that we care about because they're our crew. And that's all. That's all. That's all I want. I don't want any more expansion. I don't have to deal with Desanyo anymore and his weird ass conversations. I don't have to deal with the brothers anymore. Every so often, maybe I want the Duchess Spore to show back up and have interesting conversations with her chief staff. But that's it. That's all I want. Then I otherwise just want to return to as close to Crest of the Stars as we possibly can get. That's all I want. Uh, Otherwise, I don't have any other comments. I believe I expounded upon and rambled entirely at the end of last episode, which was just yesterday. If you're wondering if I'm getting back into the recording scheme of things, really trying. I am really trying to. Other than that, I say we go ahead and get into it. Very first episode, Banner of the Stars 2, and see what it's all about. So let's do it. So it's been a year. What is going on? She's wearing her diplomatic uniform. That's gonna mean something. Are they torturing him? I can only believe he got captured and tortured, and they've just rescued him. And we're doing that thing again where we start every season talking a language that we don't understand. So either later this episode or a couple episodes down the line, this is going to happen, and we're going to find out what they say then. No fucking way. No chance he's dying. This is all a fool you moment, that's all. Oh, thank God the narrator's back to tell us more world building. Since this is just a recap of last season, I'm going to go ahead and talk still. I do think it's kind of odd that the three nations that were still involved in the treaty are all just labeled United Mankind. I thought they were going to say as though they were hunting down pirates or something. Same theme song though. We don't fucking change. But no, the same way that we saw in the very first episode of Crest of the Stars. Was the Gosfroths being destroyed. And we didn't see that until like 6 episodes later, right? Oh, don't be that brother. Was that Nefri? I fucking look like Nefri. Yeah, fucking knew it. Dude, you're obviously back in the fucking bath again. No one knew there's a fight going on just outside. And what do I say? This fucking asshole. At least they've given them enough of a characterization to make them interesting. Like, DeSantio's got fucking nothing anymore. I mean, you're spreading yourself thin would be the downside.
最高指揮官がそんなことまで心配してくださるとは涙が出そうだね。いくらでも他に憂うべき問題があるだろうに。ねえフェ、僕だって何も考えずに式場を握ってるわけじゃない。いつだって我が艦隊の未来と一族の名誉を十分に考えているさ。その一族の名誉こそが最大の不安材料なんだよ。僕たちの場合。
I would just be happy if you stop focusing on them at all.
いいえ、私の愛したビボス帝徳はとっくに消滅しました。そもそもあの頃は帝徳ではなかったのですから。
やっと1年がかりの謎が解けましたよ。
一体私の過去を詮索して、殿下にどんな得があるというのです。
本気で言っているのですか、参謀長。詮索するつもりならもっと確実なやり方がいくらでもあります。
分かっていましたわ。
I hate the fact that the two stories that I said I hope we don't get any more of this time are literally the two stories we started with this time.
私の愛していないビボス帝徳のことですか。
ええ、彼の艦隊のことです。
確かに突出しています。ですが特に心配する必要はないでしょう。もし敵に包囲されて
I got hopeful for a second because I got that guy who was piloting the shuttle was Duchess Sporer's boy.
逆に彼らを粉砕するまたとなき機会ですわ。
怖い人だ。そなたの愛した提督はおとりですか。
人聞きの悪いことをおっしゃらないでください。まるで私が個人的見根で作戦を立てているようではありませんか。
もちろんネレスさんが突出したのはあなたの作戦ではありませんよ。赴く先に重要な政権がほとんどないからでしょう。しかしその状況は第8艦隊も同じはずですが。
これは単なる仮説に過ぎませんか。 と司令長官がまともで状況から判断する能力を持っているのですわ。
ネレスさんはまともでないとおっしゃる。
ビボス提督を司令長官に任命することについて私が反対だったことをお忘れなき。
忘れてはいませんけれどもね。
I still don't see what the point is to most of Desanio's conversation.
私の意見をお求めなら答えはいいのですわ。特に憂慮する事態とは思いません。
そなたの言うまともでない指揮官が突出しているのにですか。理解できません。
視点の問題ですわ。私はあくまでも狩人艦隊全体の参謀長ですから。
なるほど。もう検討していたのですか。
はい。もし第4艦隊都市部を敵残存兵力が総攻撃した場合、0.89 の確率で狩人艦隊全体の被害は軽減できると出ました。
第4艦隊の突出はむしろ歓迎すべきだとおっしゃるのです。
I guess
いいでしょう。
the spearhead of my problem with all of Lord Desanio's conversations
作戦は速やかに行わなくてはなりません。
is the fact that he is in the ultimate
できる
authority
だけ多くの予備兵力を編成して
of every aspect.
わかりました。指揮は誰に取らせますか。
もし都市部をめぐる戦いが起これば、それは狩人作戦の天王山となるでしょう。
So every time he has
ならばトライフ大帝国に取らせましょう。
nah, that's not who I thought he was gonna say.
彼なら衝突も
Glad to see him again though, he was fun. But the point is that he knows everything, so his conversations are like a waste of time.
兵力の集中を図ってください。それから第4艦隊都市部周辺の警戒を厳重にするようペネージュさんに命じます。
See, I hate that the characters that I love are just an afterthought to so much of the story. Don't give him a cool pause shot. He doesn't deserve that.
そなたディアーホだったな。そなたは気にならないのか。ハイド伯爵閣下が今何をなさっているのか。
I guess after a year they did finally send him back.
どうして僕がここにいると思われたのです。
事実いたではないか息子よ。あまり父を侮るでない。
侮ったことなどありません。
ならばよい。その猫をラフィールがハイド伯爵に譲った猫ではないか。
はい、ディアーホです。
あまり感
They
心
said
しない
because
な。
there was another cat that had a
いくら
collar.
我が家で生まれたと言っても、ディアーホはハイド伯爵から預かった猫だ。構いつけるでない。猫ヌスットと呼ばれたくあるまい。
そんなつもりはありません。ただこの者はラフィール姉様と一緒にいたから。
いたからどうだというのだ。
つまりその
Oh, I didn't recognize Lafiel's dad.
思うに何か悩みがあるのではないか。人に相談するのがはばかられて物言わぬ者に相談しようとしたのであろう。それもラフィールの身近にいた猫に。
そんなことはありません。
そなたもラフィールも図星を刺された時の反応は同じだな。鋼の心。
そんな僕はただ
We've only seen her dad once before.
思い出のよすがのディアーホと語ってみたくなっただけです。
And that was at the mother's grave when he was saying that how they have to restrict their ability to feel for the sake of
申してお
others.
りません。
諦めて告げるがよい。
僕は姉様とは違います。
やはりそれが悩みの種か。言ってみるがよい。姉とどう違うことで悩んでいる。
父上、姉様は僕の年にはもう少子衆議生でした。でも僕は今からようやく衆議官に入るところです。
I was worried it'd be something dumb like, am I really part cat? Like he's pulling the same trick
は
again.
い、ただでさえ後で生まれたのに入学年齢でもこんなに遅れてしまって。
気にすることはない。あの子が特別なのだ。私も衆議官に入ったのはそなたと同じ年だった。
でも
なんだ、父と同じでは不服か。平凡な皇族というのもそれはそれで趣深いもの そなたとラフィールは違う人間であろう。姉と弟が同じように育ってしまえば親としての楽しみがないではないか、愛し子。
でも僕は姉様にはかないません。違うだけでなく明らかに劣っているのです。
それは違うな、アブリアルの希望。
You think he's gonna get sent off to Lafiel's ship?
私が育てて楽しんだほどには我が王女は
I don't imagine so. That'd be some sort of weird nepotism effect.
だから少しでも早く一人前になろうとした。私も時には反省をする。そなたを育てる時にはもうちょっと真面目になった。
僕だって早く一人前になろう
Maybe
とし
this
たん
is
です。
just an opportunity to learn more about Lafiel vis-a-vis the conversation her family has
一
about
人前
her.
でないことを自ら認めたな、幼子。まだ一人前でもないくせに自分の評価を気にするでない。そなたが我が誇りとなるかどうかは今から決まるのだよ。
ですが、
なんだ。
いえ、何でもありません。父上の誇りとなるようこれから頑張ります。
It's a weird thing to have your dad say whether or not your family's proud of you. You are my family.
大げさな。衆議官に入るとはいえ同じラクファカールにいるのではありませんか。
父が現役復帰したことを忘れたのか。どうやらそろそろ出陣せねばならぬようだ。
戦地に行かれるのですか。
なんだその意外そうな顔は。そなたたちばかり戦場へ行かせ
You
て
know, I figure as big as their fleets are and everything,
そんな
and their whole duty of
そういう
service,
ことだ。
that everybody would be called back to active duty.
明日は準備やら共演やらでその暇もないであろうから。
Because I think it would be like a whole all hands on deck situation, right?
父上、僕はラフィール姉様の影ではないのですか。
We literally know nothing about you, other than the fact that you're a late bloomer.
7、6、5、4、3、2、1、通過。バースロイル通過しました。
位置確認。
了解。
識別信号確認。
Well, exactly what I was hoping wasn't gonna happen
メルクテル
is
通過。
happening.
カームクテル通過。全艦通過確認。
指定制御機関にて第2惑星へ向かいます。
指揮官停止。これより管制航行に入る。
指揮官停止します。こちらダークセス。各艦バースロイルと情報連結せよ。
メルクテル、連結符号を受信する。カームクテル、連結符号を確認。直ちに入力する。
情報連結。全艦情報連結完了。第2ロブナス、静止軌道への航行計画を送信するがよい。了解。また領主代行。
それならまだいいじゃないか。
That's what's
僕な
happening.
んか領主副代行だよ。アプティックの帝国副代表といい曖昧な職名ばっかりだ。
That's why she was wearing her diplomatic uniform at the very beginning of the episode.
そんなできもしないこと分かってて言わないでほしいな。
我らにとって政界軍にあるということは帝国への義務を果たすということだ。だがあちこちの新報告で領主代行などという間に合わせの職を取ることが帝国への義務だとはどうしても思えない。
政界軍に突撃艦が有り余っているわけではないだろうけど、領主代行にふさわしい身分の人間よりは
I mean, that's why your ship is special, right? It's got the two nobles on board, which means they could act as the ambassadorial affair.
美貌提督は奇妙な先入観に取りつかれているのではないのか。
仕方がないだろう。うっかり勝ってしまったんだから。ま、敗北する方が不可能というものだが、支配下に入れたのなら不本意でも何でも管理しないわけにはいかないよ。お前だって言ってたろ。領主代行も代官も不足してるんだ。わかったわかった。ちょうどいい一人適任がいる。回想録補足。老築月7日ロブナス政権において
それでまたまた漁師代行だってさ。
文句一つ言わず。
うちの館長も大人になったね。
怒ってる怒ってる。
I wonder how this affects the thing about her having her own system under her
なぜそう
command,
思うんだ？
or that
なんとなく
technically Jinto has the hide system under his command, even though they've rebelled
気
and
が
will have
進
to
まない
be
だけだ。
retaken at some
な
point.
るほど。
気に入らないと気が進まないの間にはどれだけの隔たりがあるんでしょうかね。
さあ、私ならそんなさじにはこだわらないことにするね。身の安全のために。
そなたたち、秘密の会話は当人のいないところでするがよい。
おっと、これは失礼しました。それにしても調子が狂いますな。
輸送艦のことですか？
ええ。突撃艦が輸送艦を護衛することならよくあるが、追犯することはめったにない。
好き嫌いは良くない。
We saw that in the first season
別に嫌い
too.
とは言ってないって。
That turned out to be
これの任務だ
their
からな。
command
そな
officers.
たはどうなんだ？
僕は戦場にいることを楽しんだ試しはないんだ。
そうであろうな。
さよなら、ラフィエル。
艦長、地上世界から指向性電磁波が照射。攻撃か。照射対象は本艦。あ、もう一つ電磁波。
今はもう星も見えない。今はもう風も吹かない。
Is there a clone?
だけどラフィール、君の顔ならいつでも
Are
見え
you,
る。
is he just remembering the past then?
君の
Never mind.
声ならいつでも聞けるよ。だけどラフィール、僕はずっと君といるよ。心は共にあるよ。
Do they get hit with something, crash land,
滅んでも
and then he gets taken captive?
魂は地上を離れ、君のいる空を目指すよ。ずっとずっと空を目指すよ。だからごめんね、ラフィール。さよなら、ラフィール。
Well, we know he doesn't die there. Oh. Sorry, this is a weird change to the ending of episodes. Now we know he doesn't die there, but clearly Lafiel does find him at some point in the future, and it seems to indicate that he might be dying in that moment. I like that Samson shot there. I don't believe it. I don't believe... Is that an ambassadorial dress that the aviator is wearing? Huh. Oh, and combine them, of course. I don't believe he's dead. I believe that he will be rescued in that moment, and it is a fool you moment. I like the lyrics too. The lyrics of this ending is more in the moment than... Oh god, but even the lyrics are making me think that he might die. I guess the thing is, in the long term, Jinto cannot survive as long as Lafiel. So it would be more prescient to have him die before it can ever come to pass. I don't know, I think I said in the first season, or rather somewhere in the second season, that it would be more fitting to have them both die at the same time in like combat or something. Even though Jinto's whole thing is that I will follow you until my own death to make sure that your future is the one that you want. At the same time, this fucking song. They can't show us Jinto dying in a hospital bed, not a hospital bed, a bed of some sort, after being rescued. And then this little flash forward? I don't know, both of these have to be flash forwards. It has to be a flash forward at the beginning of the episode, the whole episode, remembering what happened. Then it had a flash forward at the end of him actively remembering everything that has previously happened. Meaning, I'm assuming they're getting shot out of the sky. But the whole farewell to my love has to be Jinto dying then. Maybe they're not pulling a fake out. Maybe it is exactly what it seems to be. Oh, I complained in the very beginning that they showed me the characters I didn't want to see, but at the same time, this is a hook. They've got me hooked. I want to know where this goes. Which means that they could mess up the whole season right now, and I'd still be interested because I still would want to know, does Jinto make it to the end?
東部共生区の囚人たちが武器を持って集合している。
男なんて信用できない。私には女性たちを守る義務があるのよ。
なるほど。
やってみなければわかりませんよ。腕っぷしと人望と神の見業だ。
対衝撃用意。
So is this Space Australia? Is that what we're going to be dealing with? I don't know what it is about it, but there on the next time on, it kind of reminded me of Planet of Prisoners. That's not a thing. I'm not making a reference to anything, but I mean, it seemed like that all those people were possibly prisoners or convicts or something, and maybe they had been liberated from, say, United Mankind or whatever, but they still don't want to submit to any other authority. And our characters maybe crash land there and then have to negotiate, or maybe they're doing the ambassadorial thing for them. I don't know. But the facet of a bunch of women who don't trust men kind of fits into that whole prisoner concept, like maybe a segregated prison situation. Would maybe also explain Jinto being captured, but I guess any side could capture him at that point and then hold him and torture him or whatever. Obviously, it doesn't seem to be happening there. As I said though, this is a hook. This is a hook that's got me well drawn in because it's a personal matter, right? It's not some wishy-washy will they hold the system or die. The fact that I know this has more seasons left means I don't think they're going to kill the two main characters right there in the middle of the whole season-wide show, right? So, but here, do I think that they might? I think Banner of the Stars 3 is a thing, and I think Banner of the Stars 3 is really short. So, knowing that, do I think they could kill Jinto in this season? Yes. I think if there's one really short season left, it could be a Lafiel season or something like that. So I would not put it past them. Especially if I don't know what the end goal is for the whole Lafiel Jinto relationship. There's so much there. So much there to break down. And I also appreciate that it looks like we're leaning more towards the second half of Crest of the Stars type of narrative by what they're showing with Lafiel and Jinto. It looks like we're still carrying on with the worst parts I felt of Banner of the Stars the first season, but I'm hoping we can get through that by having a really good Jinto Lafiel narrative happening like what we saw here at the very end, where it looks like they're going to be having to deal with stuff on their own. Planetary stuff. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I've noticed. I'm thinking I've rambled on. They gave me a lot of time in the credits, so I think I've rambled on long enough. I'm going to go ahead and get into the note taking part, and I will see you on the other side of that. So, here we go. Hey everybody, back from the note-taking section. Not a whole hell of a lot to go over here. Obviously, there was a lot of I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is, not interdictional. Inside baseball talk between the various members of the organizations, like the Twins, DeSanio, etc. But as I stated before, it's not really where my interest lies, and yeah, I'm just gonna go and get into it. Obviously, we have the month of Kifu, day 13, Imperial Year 956, where we see Jinto is rescued by forces led by Lafiel in her diplomatic attire. He might be dead by the end of the scene. Hard to tell, as it's a flash forwards thing, like the Gosroth battle at the start of Crest of the Stars. I know I've gone off on that length about that one already, by which I mean this time that he might actually be dead by the end of the season. So it's kind of just a wait and see, because we don't know. Last time they did the same thing last season where they showed us a battle, and I think it was like 2 episodes later that we saw it, unlike Crest of the Stars where it was like 6 episodes later. So don't know. They might just that might be the end of the season, right? We might have seen the end of the season, and it was the first thing we saw. If it happens like 2 episodes from now and Jinto is just fine the rest of the season, that'll be heavily disappointing. Not because he's fine, but because they pulled their card so quickly. Operation Phantom Flame split the United Mankind territories in half. Now, Operation Hunter is spreading out from that dividing line to capture even more territory from it. To me, someone that doesn't live in this world or have any great tactical experience, this seems like a huge mistake. We haven't gotten any word of them taking any United Mankind production centers or space docks, and we know wherever those are, they are massive enough to be comparable, or sorry, to produce comparable fleet sizes as the Ob Empire can. So, lacking that, all I can think is that the United Mankind fleets are that the ones that are encountering anyway, must be attempting to slow down the Ob forces while new ships can be made and assembled into fleets. Meaning, when a United Mankind counteroffensive can be made, the Ob fleets will be spread out all over and easily isolated and destroyed. Yes, I know last season the end of last season was obstinately the counterattack, but it didn't feel like it. Like a very overwhelmed minor defense force held it off. So that doesn't feel like a huge counterattack. That feels like they threw out their new mines just to see what would happen. Anyway, I know we get Tisanio's chief of staff's map that shows how any failing fleet could be backed up with minimal loss, but spread out across an entire front, that would still mean incredible losses if the United Mankind did their own Phantom Flame. Like, instead of one massive fleet sent out all at once, if they did this whole multi-pronged attack with an equal number of ships, and you've got all these minor fleets running around, like, they're up to 8 fleets now. They've obviously split up all their fleets into smaller fleets. I don't know. Like I said, I don't live in the world. I only know what the narrator tells me at the beginning of every episode. I hate the implication that all these conversations with DeSanio are due to his boredom. In the first season, we saw him once, and it was implied that he was cold and logical, and that was cool. He was cool under pressure. Like when he takes the hide system, that's the man that we met. Now he just seems sorry, not perpetually. Now he seems petulant and irksome to his own staff. I mean, put him up against my favorite board character, the Duchess Spore, and they stand in stark contrasts to one another. I far prefer the Duchess's brand of boredom resolution to Tisanio's. Like, take any conversation where the Duchess is talking to her chief of staff, or her supply officer rather, versus Tisanio just, constantly drilling into this, oh, who'd you have a relationship with? It's just not good. I guess we haven't named Lafiel's dad yet. I thought we did it at the end of season 1 when we first saw him at the grave of her mother, but checking my board, apparently we did not. And now we have her younger brother's name before getting his still. Either way, he still seems like a good man. A trait he carried from season 1 to now, something other characters couldn't manage to do, apparently. And yes, that's me really into Tisanio just a little bit more. And my last thought here that I've jotted down, I misunderstood the transport ships on First Watch, as I was likening them to the transport ships that the Gosroth encountered when fighting the United Mankind in the first season. I didn't follow that the Bass Royale was escorting transport ships to this new system that Lafiel was having to play ambassador duty for again. So I'm assuming that we are going to there's going to be some sort of operation that Lafiel is going to be put in charge of, or is going to get surprise orders for, because they seem surprised that there's transport ships that they're bringing with them. I don't know. Maybe they're landing forces this time. That seems against the norm, though, for what they usually do. Either way, those have been my thoughts on the first episode of Banner of the Stars 2. I thank you for joining me. Join in with me, rather. And again, if you have any thoughts, toss them at me. Of course, I can always use some additional brain power to power on through this. Either way, I have been Theta, this has been Stoneface Reactions, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?